stop what you're doing if you're in the process of buying a home, because the federal government just today, on the 27th of May, made a major announcement that's going to give you a huge tax break if you're buying a new build home and you're a first-time home buyer. This could save you literally up to $50,000. This is by far one of the biggest first-time homebuyer benefits the government of Canada has ever announced. This means that if you're a first-time homebuyer and you bought a home under $1 million, that has a 5% GST cost on it. You are now going to get a rebate for the entire amount as a first-time homebuyer. Now, if you bought a home between $1 million and $1.5 million, you still are going to get a partial rebate on that GST cost. This is huge. I don't even think you understand how huge this is. GST on a $1 million home is $50,000. I, in fact, myself just bought a townhouse for $950,000 and I paid GST on it. Granted, I wasn't a first-time home buyer, but still kind of sucks to hear this news a couple months after the fact. But for those of you that haven't bought yet, this is fantastic news. But there's something that you really need to consider. What you need to consider is how you actually qualify for this. Number one, you do need to be a first-time home buyer, meaning you couldn't have owned a home in Canada and you couldn't have had a spouse that owned a home in Canada. And when I say spouse, I mean you couldn't have actually lived in a home with any kind of partner, like common law partner, that they owned. That would classify you as a homeowner and not a first-time home buyer anymore. Two is you must be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident and be 18 years or older. Three, you must be the first person to live in this home. And four, it has to be your primary residence. Now here's the bad news. This is only going to be applicable for contracts that were entered into on May 27th or onwards. So unfortunately for all of you out there that are waiting on your pre-sale to be done, you still have to pay GST. For those of you that just entered into a pre-sale contract, even if it's a year or 2 years out, you still have to pay GST. The only people getting the break on this GST cost are people that bought today or are buying in the future from today. Second thing is this rebate is only applicable once in your entire life, and that kind of makes sense because it is only for first-time home buyers, and obviously if you bought a home, you're no longer a first-time home buyer again, but that's something to consider. And lastly, if your spouse or common law partner has claimed this rebate in the past, you are not eligible to claim it. So while this is huge news for people that are pre-approved and on the sidelines waiting to buy, you need to understand that while this GST cost is taken away, all that's going to mean is over time, these developers are going to start working that cost into their original price to increase their profit margin. Because what you got to understand is GST has always been included in the market value. For instance, I just bought a house for $959 plus GST. When I got it appraised, it was appraised at $1,025,000. So therefore, they were already accounting for that GST in the price. So now that the government's taking that 5% away, all it's doing is it's allowing these developers to increase the prices by 5% to make up for it. But there is going to be a window of opportunity where that GST cost is gone and the developers still haven't updated their pricing. This is when you are going to get by far the best deal you could possibly get in BC, Ontario, or any other major market. Now, if you're interested in getting pre-approved, I run a mortgage company called White Ridge Mortgage. We're here in BC. We're a team of 5, and we would love to help you get pre-approved and guide you through this transition. So there is going to be a link in the description where you can book a call. Click that link, pick a time that works best for you. We can chat about your situation, outline exactly how much you qualify for, give you your options, and then that way you're ready that if you wanted to go out, you could buy something. And even if it's a pre-sale that's going to be closing in a year and a half, we're more than happy to have that chat with you up front. We make absolutely nothing if we don't actually do a mortgage for you that you're happy with. So therefore, if it's a pre-sale, we're essentially doing this work a year and a half in advance, and that's totally fine by us. So if you want, reach out, click the link in the bio, and we can have a chat soon. I hope you got some value from this video, and if you haven't bought a home yet, but you're in the process of looking, you're in a very good position, and I hope you consider the pre-sale route due to this new rule that came in place.